I didn't try to stop her. Not when she said she needed distance. Not when she carefully folded her clothes and placed them in her suitcase. Not even when she slid the ring off her finger and set it on the counter as though it meant nothing. I stood there in silence, watching her leave. By that point, I had already learned one of life's harshest lessons. You can't ask someone to stay if their heart is already gone. For a year, I lived with that silence. I told myself she had moved forward, started over, forgot me entirely. I forced myself to believe it, until the day she showed up at my door again. She was holding the same ring she had once returned, her eyes glistening with tears, her voice trembling. And in that moment, I wasn't sure whether to welcome her back inside or close the door for good. Her name was Emma. She wasn't my first love, but she was the one I believed I'd grow old with. Our relationship wasn't a fairy tale with fireworks and dramatic gestures. It was quiet mornings filled with laughter, private jokes no one else understood, and her hand always reaching for mine as though it belonged there. When I asked her to marry me, she said yes without hesitation. I thought that was enough. But love doesn't always end with shouting or slammed doors. Sometimes it unravels slowly. A sigh when I walked into the room. A hesitation before she said, "I love you." A distance in her gaze that stretched wider with each passing day. She told me it was stress, that life was overwhelming her. I wanted to believe her, but deep down I knew the truth. One evening, she finally said it, "I need space." No tears, no pleading, just a sentence that built a wall between us. And I gave her that space because, to me, love had never meant clinging. Love meant freedom. It meant trusting that if it was real, it would return. The next morning, she left her key behind. She left the ring. I stared at that ring for hours. Not out of rage, but because her leaving didn't surprise me anymore. People asked why I didn't chase her, why I didn't beg her to stay, why I didn't try harder. The truth was simple. I was tired. Tired of being the only one holding on. Tired of proving my worth to someone who no longer wanted to see it. So I let her go, even though it killed me how easy I made it for her. The months that followed were painfully quiet. I moved furniture around, deleted old messages, met new people, filled my days with distractions. But grief lingers. It eats with you at dinner. It lies beside you in bed. It follows you down grocery aisles when you notice the food they used to love. Still, I didn't call her. I didn't search her name online. Because if she wanted to come back, she would. And for a year, she didn't. Until one Saturday afternoon, when I opened the door to find her standing there. Same eyes, same nervous hands. But this time, she held the ring. The one I had tucked away. The one I tried to bury with the past. "Can we talk?" she asked, her voice unsteady. I let her inside without saying a word. She sat at the table, gripping the ring like it was the last piece of her she hadn't lost. "I've kept this with me for months," she whispered. I tried to throw it away. I tried to give it back. But I couldn't, because it still means something. I stayed silent. When I left, I thought I was doing the right thing, she continued. I thought I needed to figure out who I was. But all I found was what I had lost when I walked away from you. Her voice cracked. I waited for you to come after me, to fight for us. When you didn't, I convinced myself you never loved me enough. You left, I finally said. What was I supposed to fight for? Her eyes dropped, guilt written across her face. I know. I expected you to do what I wasn't willing to do myself. The room was quiet for a long time before she placed a ring on the table between us. I don't expect you to put this back on my finger. I don't even expect forgiveness. I just needed you to know I see it now. I see you now. She stood, ready to leave again. And in that moment, everything I had buried came flooding back. The love, the hurt, the unfinished story. Emma, I said, just before she reached the door. She turned, eyes already wet. I didn't chase you because I was waiting for you to choose me when it actually mattered. She stepped closer, whispering, and I am... We didn't embrace. There was no dramatic kiss. I simply walked her to the door. She paused before leaving. If there's ever another chance for us, she said softly, I'll be ready. I won't run this time. And then she was gone. To anyone who lets someone leave without begging, it doesn't mean you didn't love them. It means you finally loved yourself enough not to beg. And if one day they return, with honesty, with regret, with the weight of what they once threw away, listen. But don't forget how long you waited for them to finally see you. Because love isn't always about holding on. Sometimes it's about standing still long enough to see if they ever come back.